Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? Been gone for a minute. Had to, take a little break, reassess, figure out where things are gonna go. I'm trying to upgrade where I'm at right now. So, see, I'm sitting in a little higher place. Got a new desk. I ain't got a jack to stand up like 50 feet in the air in order to, get a straight view like this. So you can look me in my eye, right? So, what I've been thinking about is instead of doing the traditional separate videos that I've been doing on each series that I review, so like manga and TV shows and movies, I'm thinking about doing just a mashup, So I guess I can start it off right here with this the manga review, because the manga chapters came out and these are going to be the last ones for the year 2021. So of course we got One Piece, My Hero, Jujitsu Kaiser, and Black Clover. And I'm thinking I'll just do them all in this one review, but it's going to be like short mini reviews, and if I want I'll probably go into discussion on separate chapters. But for now we'll just do the mini chapters and go from there, you know what I mean? And I gotta start off with that One Piece, cause it's One Piece, man. Why wouldn't I start off with One Piece? So One Piece, we get the last chapter, chapter 1036, titled Bushido Way of Living, I think, or Bushido Code. It's something with Bushido, but basically it's the conclusion of the Zoro fight. We get the full confirmation. We see white eyes, missing tooth, blood splattering everywhere. The confirmation that we all see before we make assumptions that somebody's been defeated. So with that, we basically concluded all of the Tobiroko fights. We've concluded the All-Star fight, so Jack, King, and Queen are down. Black Maria, who's who, OT and Page 1, Sasaki, all of them are gone. So all that's left right now is Big Mom and Kaido, really. Those are the main two big bads. And me personally, I don't think Big Mom is going down. I think she gets maybe severely wounded, heavily wounded, maybe, story-wise though. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking what's gonna happen is she's gonna look up, see Kaido get beaten by Luffy. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, this is a bust. I'm gonna skedoodle up out of here and take whatever I can with me, but I'll still get my revenge on Luffy, so this ain't gonna be the last time. So I'm thinking she's gonna betray him just because they're setting up that parallel in that plot thread right there, which Kaido said that when pirates see you losing, they will inevitably betray you, right? So that's just one thing I think it's gonna happen. I see it happening. Like it's just too much of a story beat for it not to happen, right? So with that, we seen the conclusion of those fights. In this chapter, we actually see the conclusion of the CP0 fight between those two people from CP0 and Drake and Apu. And of course, in Apu fashion, he's over here just, oh, you're losing, I'm gone. Like I just said, bro, when pirates see you losing, they will value themselves over, try to be honorable and stick with the fight, you know what I mean? So Apu escaped and Drake is out for the count, bro. He is done. They put a working on him. I wish he wouldn't have cut off that fight, because I would have loved to see that. But yeah, they put a work in. They mollywop Drake. Not even going front. But it's not without expense though, because old dude, he seems like he came out with a couple of scars. Got a little blood dripping from the head. So yeah, it was. I think it was like a mid to high def fight, but not too extreme. So there's that. We also get narrator son narrating the events. So he's basically telling us what's happening. Onigashima is inching closer to the flower capital. Telling us the scenarios if it lands and people will die. It's up to Momo to hold up the hold up the Onigashima and save everybody. Also, he's detailing us of the other plot thread with the Hinakumi monster, the fire monster, going down to the basement, which is liable to destroy everything. And with that, we cut to Yamato, who's actually made it to that basement. And so now she's going to be there when it arrives and hopefully do something. Maybe with her ice abilities, with her devil fruit power, she might be able to do something, but we don't know. And we get this we cut to Usopp too, who's, defending Kinemon and Kiku after arriving there. And yeah, that's right. He says in speech about, clinging to life or whatever. And then out the blue comes, you guessed it, or did you guess it? I don't know. But we finally see Denjiro after how many chapters he's been gone and we haven't seen him on the page, on screen. He's finally back. He comes in and saves Usopp. And oh, no. Oh, I'm tripping. That isn't Denjiro. Why did that look like Denjiro? Oh, that's Izo. I thought it was Denjiro and Izo, but he looks just like Denjiro right there. Boy, that knits me. Okay. So, yeah, that's Izo. And Izo comes out the blue and saves everybody. So, scratch that. Where's Denjiro? He hasn't been on screen in the last 30 chapters since we hit 1,000. These past 36 chapters, he hasn't been on screen. So, where in the world is he, bro? Oh my God. So, yeah, Izo comes out the blue, saves him, and he unveils the bat tattoo. You gotta love the bat tattoo. And man, oh, we finally get I thought this was funny. We finally get an update with Raizo or Fukuro Kujo, and basically they put both of them in they put both of themselves in a paralysis jutsu, right? So none of them can move, so they're just sitting there watching as the whole building is going around. And I'm like in my head, so you're telling me that throughout these fights, throughout the King fight, the Queen fight, the Jack fight, and anything else, you're telling me that they just been stuck there holding this Naruto pose like this right here the entire time as the building is just coming down. Boy, that's hilarious. We see a couple of bruises, but obviously they probably had more exchange. But just to find them in this predicament right here in this chapter is kind of hilarious to me. You see Orochi just enamored by Kamosaki. Yeah, this is where we see Aku leaving Drake. And then we finally cut to the end of it. And then we see CP0 gets the news that the All-Stars have been wiped out. And then we cut to Luffy and Kaido. And they're both exchanging blows. Conqueror's Haki-infused blows. And they just get up and smile and saying that they're having a good time. So this fight and this backstory is gonna be this backstory is gonna be amazing, bro. I can't wait to see Kaido's backstory. But yeah, that's One Piece for you. I'm hoping that with Luffy we see a awakening, maybe. If not an awakening, hopefully another gear. because I just want to see how Oda handles Luffy's overpower and him defeating a Yonko. And not only that, I want to see the implications of that, world building stuff. You know how it goes. But yeah, last chapter of One Piece, gotta say it was pretty decent. Not too, well, it was pretty decent. Not too much stuff shock revealing, but also like, it kept this cool, it kept this bay, it left you questioning a lot of things as far as like the in-betweens, but also gives you a little satisfaction with throwing in a couple of flashbacks, news, giving us, additional information. So nice little send-off chapter. Now we got 2022 to look forward to. And with that, we'll move on to My Hero. And the last two chapters, not the last two, but the last couple of chapters, well, we first off figured out that Ayama was the traitor, and then we see that the group has come up with a plan to maybe use Ayama to lure out All For One in order to set the battle stage for themselves and get the one up on the villains. So I'm thinking that's what they're planning to do. And we ended off with Midoriya coming to what do we do? We ended off with Midoriya going to get his suit fixed, right? And he was going to Hatsume, and of course you know how that scene goes. Face full of breasts. So anyways, with this scene, we cut back right to that, and basically Hatsume's gotten a little upgrade to her look. Horikoshi loves stack. I gotta calm down. These are underage kids. So Horikoshi likes to, create his female characters with a little bit of oomph, if you know what I mean. So they're basically coming in trying to make the request to get their suits fixed, and Hatsume's like, no, I can't. I've been busy. The request that you're making is not probable at the moment. But she's lying. Of course she can make those requests. And then we come in and see the general area and how it's changed after, building the UA barrier, and how the support group is, handling and adjusting and, moving about, which I like to see, that it's not just the heroes that making the necessary adjustments for the upcoming war, but it's also the support groups and the people who you wouldn't think twice about that be a factor. But yes, the people who make those support gears and stuff, they are actually effective. So I kind of am mad that it didn't click in my mind that they were the ones that made the UA barrier. So it's probably our best bet that the support group at Shiketsu did the same thing. So that's actually pretty dope. And we just get a little perspective on how things are. And he's got to add a little humor with the way he's doing things, with the way Horikoshi is doing things. You got to add a little humor, because just having this be the arc is already as dark as it is. I don't think it needs to get any. It doesn't need to have. Let me rephrase that. The arc is already as dark as it is. It needs a little bit of humor sprinkled in there in order to bring it back down or bring it back up from where it was. You know what I mean? So it's necessary, and it was kind of off-putting at first, but all in all, I kind of appreciate it, just to bring the series back to where its roots are, and not have it be so much like a dark setting type stuff, because it's still a shonen, right? And so we get them talking, and Hatsume is like, yeah, I gotta keep creating, I gotta keep, doing stuff, and I gotta have all these ideas, because every idea can become outdated in an instant. So I gotta keep, thinking about the next thing. because anything can be improved. Nothing is just a one and done, and anything can be improved. And so I guess that sent a message to Deku saying that, yeah, y'all are just as much as heroes as we are, even though I was just thinking that y'all didn't know what was going on. You were just so wrapped up. And Hasume's like, here's a reality check. I'm aware that, the predicament that the heroes are in right now. And I already know that I can't fight in battle, but there are other ways that I can fight, and inventing gadgets is my way of fighting. So this is what we're here to do. And I like that dialogue from them. And so while she's saying all this, she is actually making up their gear with one hand while she's doing, calculations and stuff for the UA barrel in the other hand, which is actually amazing. To have that type of multitasking skill is unheard of. And so she basically made some of their stuff, and after that, Deku and Ida, they go back out and they begin to training, and basically now they're training to be support for Deku and combine and combine and connect their attacks and string it along with Deku. That way it's more support and brings out a better final product than what they would do if they were alone. So they begun training, and then we cut to the big three, or the big two really, with Nejire and Sunday, and they just been out on the outskirts, and then Shiketsu cleaning up and trying to stop as much fire and building as it can. So basically they're just reiterating what we already know, that the final war is coming, and we're making all the arrangements we can, and we need to be prepared. Same stuff that they've been reiterating since the beginning of this whole arc. So, like, what can we say? That's pretty much it. We cut to a final shot of All Might and Hawks. All Might saying the same thing that we've already said. So, we'll see how it goes. Predicting there's gonna be some sacrifices. Maybe somebody at a class 1A is gonna sacrifice themselves. And I don't know, it could be I don't think it's gonna be a major character, because that would just piss fans off. But we'll have to see, man. It's a lot of potential in the second war, and though with that last war, not a lot of there are some major characters, but they're major side characters who died, so not a lot of major characters, but we'll see. Because I'm hearing in the grapevine that Horikoshi wants to end his manga maybe next year, maybe 2 years or so. So it's coming by quick, so I think we're about to speed run this thing. But yeah, we'll see. All right, moving on to the next chapter, Black Clover. And this one is titled Presence of the Demon King. And boy, is this Demon King intimidating. So just to catch all up, in the last few chapters, Asta went into his Demon Slayer Devil Union mode, cut down the big monster that was manifested through Yami and William, and basically we thought that was the end, but nope, it turns out that it was already too late. Well, not really too late, but most of Lucifero has revived, and now we're seeing those implications, and he just ran into Asta, who's with Libe. And, Libe's getting triggered with him, and like, do you remember me? And of course Lucifer's like, no, why would I remember Scum? And whatever. So basically he's talking trash to Libe, and basically he's getting ready to obliterate Asta, and he sends out this heavy gravitational push that basically breaks the solid ground and crumbles everything around him. And Asta falls to the ground, and sure enough, he's being affected, but not as bad as everybody else is, who knows the weight of the magic that he possesses. So we're, I want to say, they're getting ready to, they go on the Devil Union, and he's basically getting ready to attack him. And Knock comes up and is like, don't make any sudden moves, you don't know what you're dealing with. And basically gets punted, not punted, but punched back to the kingdom. And Lucifero is a problem, bro. I don't think Asta is going to get another power. No, Asta isn't going to get another power up, and this might end up having him. I'm having a feeling that it's going to end up having him sacrifice himself to bring Lucifero back into the demon world, and he's going to try to take him out on his own while he's in the demon world, which is going to separate him from the group. And I'm thinking that's how the series is going to prolong itself. So that way we see another glow up from Asta while he's training, getting ready to defeat Lucifero in the demon world. And we'll see a nice little retrieval arc. So I'm thinking that's probably where the story could go, seeing as they need more content to build up. But yeah, man, Lucifero is a problem, and he's basically got his eyes set on Yami and basically eliminating everybody. So he punts Asta, and Asta's like, I gotta hurry up and stand up. And then as you know, we get the captains. The captains are coming in to step in. So we got Jack, basically we got all the captains. Jack, the Leona, Fuego Leon, dang, I forget everybody's name, it's been so long. Real, Sleeping Girl, Noel's older brother, Silver, Nozel Silver, and the Briar Queen. And so now everybody's stepping up, and that's basically the end of the chapter. So Black Clover chapters are always short, so I'm not, you gotta expect that. So yeah, Black Clover's been pretty decent. My biggest complaint is that the chapters are too short, but I think that's because of how many double page spreads that Tabata does with his chapters. So that kind of explains it, but that's just my personal opinion. I think that they could be longer. And now we move on to the last one for the year, and that is Jujitsu Kaiser. That's in chapter 170. And chapter 170 is basically seeing a continuation of the fight between Reggie and Megumi. And basically they're playing a game of chess, trying to figure each other out, especially their powers and moves, gauging how much they can spit out before they're done. And Reiji overestimates and thinks that, oh, Megumi can come and summon Shikigami, but he's already summoned his most powerful one, so he doesn't have another powerful trick up his sleeve, right? And so he's like, all right, now I'm about to make my move. And Megumi's like, oh, okay, I figured out your power. You can essentially like transmute. It's kind of like a reversal. So like reversal stuff where you can summon things in place of things or something like that. So his is like he has receipts, and he can use those receipts and reverse summon like objects, or not even objects. He can summon like constructs. So like say you got a receipt and you bought like a knife. He can use that receipt, pour his energy into the receipt and conjure up the item that was used to buy. That the receipt has that it was bought, and now he can use that to conjure up the item. So, and it doesn't have to be like physical items. It could be something like a receipt for a day at the spa, or receipt for 2 days in a hotel. In which case that goes back to him, and he'll feel rejuvenated. And it's kind of hard to explain, but the fact that his power can conjure up not just physical items, but non-physical stuff like that is kind of broken. But with the way that they're doing checks and balances here, there's always a balance for it. You know what I mean? So we see him, conjuring up stuff, and Megumi's figuring them out. And now Megumi is now Megumi is like, trying to figure out, what's the best way in order to corner him, right? And so he's like, so now he's playing the bait game. He gets his new way and tries to fly away. Reggie chases after him as he would, and Megumi ends up luring him to a gymnasium. And Reggie knows that this is a lure, so he's trying to play the long game, thinking that he still got him because he still thinks that he doesn't have another big card up his sleeve, right? And so Reggie comes in, thinking he's the man, conjures up some trust to surprise Megumi, catches him off guard, and gets ready to deliver the final blows. And Megumi's like, I still got you. And he's exclaiming that, barrier techniques are so difficult because it's hard to. He's getting ready. First off, he's getting ready to summon his domain expansion, but he explains that it's so hard to do a domain expansion because of having to create a barrier. And I guess, and that's probably the hardest part, is that you gotta have like a physical space, or not a physical space, but you gotta create a space out of no space at all, and you gotta have that thought in your mind when you're creating it, and how strong of a structure you want it to be, so that way it can, really have an effect on the user that you're using it against, right? So that's his main problem, is trying to figure out that space. Once he has that space, he's basically got the attacks and everything else down. But yeah, this is the moment where Reggie realized that he messed up. Megumi calls out his domain expansion, and he uses Chimera Shadow Garden, and he's like, Reggie's like, oh man, I didn't think he was this. I didn't think he was on that level. I didn't know that he was that guy. And Megumi's like, oh, I never said I don't have a power technique. You just assume. And basically, Reggie is done, bro. Reggie is out of here. Megumi is about to mop him and get him up out of here, get the 5 points, and go on meet up with Itadori. So that's the end of the chapter. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for these last few manga chapters of the year. Pretty much a very good way to, cap it off after what seems like a very, very hellish year. Everything's going up and down. We got the highs, the lows, the hype moments. So, I want to say that this is a very nice set off for the year, and a good way to expect, better things to come in the next year. So, let me know in the comments down below, what did you think was the best moment for all these manga? So, One Piece, what was the best moment for One Piece? My Hero, best moment for My Hero. Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaiser. And, let me know. And let me know if there's any other manga that I should get into. I've been hearing a lot about Spy Family, and I've been thinking about getting into the Tokyo Revengers manga. I really need to get back into Promised Neverland. I read up on Villain Saga, but only read up to a certain part, but I stopped it. I need to get back on that because Villain Saga is fire. But yeah, man, just let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. And if y'all have any recommendations, let me know. I'll be happy to check them out and maybe do a review on them, let you know how I feel about them. So that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.